Guardian. This is our weekly solo player's guide to the Nightfall. If you're new to the channel, we do this every single Tuesday and Wednesday, as long as I can get the strikes done with all three classes. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe now and hit the bell to turn on notifications. And like I said, we do this with all three characters, Warlock, Hunter, and Titan. This is our Titan variant. If you're looking for a Hunter or a Warlock, look in the description box down below, and I will have those linked for you. This week's Nightfall is Savathun's song. That is the one with the giant shrieker at the end for the boss. As far as setup goes, we start off with our usual Better Devils, Manananan, and Whisper of the Worm. If you don't have Whisper of the Worm, Telesto works really well throughout everything up into the boss fight, and then I would switch over to Curtain Call and Polaris Lance. That thing is amazing. And then I would also suggest bringing with you a auto rifle of some sort for the boss fight, just because she shoots these orbs at the last third of her health, and they're just a lot easier to shoot down with an auto rifle, I find, than anything else. And then we start off with the armamentarium for 2 grenade charges. And then the boss fight, we switch over to Crest of Alpha Lupi to get that little extra health every time we activate our barricade. And then of course you want to rock the bottom tree. Solar ability kills restore your health. Grenade melee ability kills leave a deadly sunspot in their wake. It's we're pretty much just using it for the health restoration. And then Thermite Grenade, if you want to throw your grenades at the boss, I would switch over to Fusion Grenades. And if you're going to use Curtain Call, switch over to Rally Barricade. I'll let you know when to switch over to that when we get there, but just make sure you're going to want to do that. But other than that, let's go ahead and rock this guide. Alright, as soon as you get here, just kill the 2 enemies. Both of them are Acolytes, Elite Acolytes. Go ahead and kill both of them. Grab the power ammo that they drop. Grab the orb if you're using the Masterworked weapon. And then we'll be on our way into this room. In this room there's going to be, as you see, 1 Elite Wizard. And then like 5 or 6 normal Acolytes. Usually what I do is just try and take out all the Acolytes first and then the Wizard, but since we're rocking Whisper of the Worm, I came over here, killed the Wizard, and then came running over here. I would suggest maybe not getting so close, especially if you're a little bit lower on light level or power level, whatever you want to call it, and then just kill everything. If you can kill them from a distance, from up close, doesn't really matter, as long as everything's dead. And then once everything's dead, we're going to run all the way back across the pool to where we were just killing the wizard at. I used to do, even in my last video I was saying, back to the entrance, but I found that this way is a lot faster to just stand over here, let all the enemies come to you. You can kill the wizard pretty quickly. And then once everything is dead, in this wave, there is going to be this Elite Wizard that we just took out, as well as a bunch of Thralls. And once you kill enough of the enemies, there will be a second wave which will contain 2 Elite Knights, some Acolytes, and some Cursed Thralls, some of which are Elites. And you can just do the exact same thing here. Just stand on this side, kill them as they come in, like you see me doing here, and then kill the 2 knights. Once everything is dead, go back to the door, and I like to just throw a thermite grenade down once I standing right at the door. That way it'll kill like all 10 of the thralls. And then in the next room, there's going to be an elite or a mini boss ogre and 2 knights, as well as like 5 more thralls. So what I like to do is just stand back and just power ammo down the ogre and kill one of the knights. Kill one of the knights first. That way you can have a little bit of breathing room as far as like cover goes. And then just go ahead, power ammo down the mini boss, whether it's Telesto. Telesto actually works amazing. If you don't have Whisper of the Worm, I would highly suggest that one. Or if you just want to stick with Curtain Call or like Sins of the Past or something like that, Polaris Lance will also do very, very well. So once you do that, go ahead and kill the mini boss, and then kill the second knight, and then we will be on our way into the next section. Alright, in this room, there's going to be 4 elite acolytes. Just go ahead and take them out really quick. If you're rocking something like Telesto, like I said before, you can actually just power ammo these guys down. You'll get your ammo right back and then some. You'll probably leave this room with full power ammo, depending on how much you've been using. But then in this next room, there's going to be one wizard with a void shield, and then a bunch of acolytes. I would suggest killing all the acolytes first and then dealing with the wizard. That way you don't have to really worry about anything shooting at you and on top of the wizard shooting at you, because the wizard is going to melt you pretty quickly regardless of how high your light is for whatever reason. But once that happens, once you kill all of the acolytes and the wizard, the shrieker behind her will open up, and you'll be able to grab the orb. Once you grab the orb, there will be an elite knight, and I think it's 2 or 3 more acolytes will spawn in. If you want to, you don't have to kill them. You can do what I'm doing here. Once I grab the damn orb, wait for full health, and then the shrieker will stop shooting for a second, like just like that. And then what I do is just come running along through here, start slamming it. As long as you get that slamming animation done, you will get a checkpoint, just like you'll see right here. And then once that happens, just go ahead and jump down, scan the little obelisk thing, and then the door will open up, and in that door there's going to be 5, I want to say, more acolytes, all red bar health, and then 1 elite knight. Go ahead and kill all of them. You can kind of stay back if you need to, just so you have a little bit more cover surrounding you. And then once all of those are dead, kill all the crystals. Once you've destroyed all the crystals, the next door will open up, and in that first half of the room, which we're going to go over first, there's going to be 1 mini boss ogre, there's going to be 1 elite knight, I believe it's 2 regular knights, and a bunch of acolytes. So what we like to do there is either use your super or throw a couple grenades down into that pool just off of the balcony, and that way it'll take out most of the enemies, and then you'll just focus on whatever knights are left. I like to take out at least one of the knights, and then I'll power ammo down the ogre. Or I think we do it in this run. We do our super, and then once everything's dead there, and you kill that mini boss ogre, deal with the two knights. And like I said, you can kind of stay back and get them with your arc energy weapon. That way their shields go down really quick. You don't have to worry about it taking like 10 years to get their shields down. But then once all of them are dead, in the next section there is going to be another mini boss ogre, two more knights. These ones will have swords, so they'll just kind of charge at you. I would focus them down first. Take their shields out with your energy or your arc energy weapon, and then take them down. And then there's going to be two elite wizards that will also spawn in. Go ahead and take them down with whatever means you got. Like if you're using Whisper of the Worm, it'll take 2 shots, 1 for the shield, and then if you hit a headshot, it'll kill him. And then there will also be a bunch more acolytes. Try and kill everything as much as possible, and then leave the ogre for last. You'll see us do a little bit of damage to the ogre just so he'll run and hide, and that's when everything will spawn in. But once everything but the ogre is dead, you can kind of just sneak around the side of these stairs and take a few shots at the ogre before he'll move to the far back of the room. When he does that, you can come kind of running back to where we are right now. And if you're using like Whisper of the Worm, maybe you're using Darcy, something like that, or a good scout rifle, maybe even Polaris Lance if you want to go with a legendary power weapon. You can just finish it off from a distance, so that way you're not getting shot by it, because the ogres will melt you very quickly. And then once you got them dead, the next room is going to have, I think it's 5 elite acolytes. I just throw a thermite grenade in there, and then I use my kinetic weapon to just kind of help my grenade along. So that's what I would recommend doing. Just kind of stay out of that room, because if you go charging in there, they will kill you relatively quickly. But once they're all dead, go ahead and destroy the crystals, and we'll get to the next section. Alright, in this area, I believe there's a total of 5 knights. One of which is elite, which you see me killing here. I try and take him out first, just because he's elite, and he kind of tends to stay to the left side, whereas the rest of the enemies tend to go to the right. And that way they kind of just like double team you the whole time. So if you take out that elite first, you're going to have a much easier time. And then there's also just going to be a bunch of acolytes. And then a little further down the line, around the corner, there's going to be 2 more wizards with the void shields. I use my super and just take them out as much as possible. That way I don't have to switch to a void weapon of any kind. Unless you're rocking Telesto, then just shoot a couple Telesto shots in that direction and you should be able to take him out. But otherwise, just kind of stay back. You'll see me do it here in a second. Because if you go too close to the wizards, you'll get another spawn of like 5 or 6 thralls, one of which is going to be an elite. And there's also a bunch of acolytes down there, and you don't really want all that coming at you on top of the wizard shooting at you, because you'll be toast really damn quick. So just be aware of that. If you want to, throw a grenade down in there. I probably popped my super a little too soon, but you know, whatever. Gets the job done, I guess. And then once those guys are dead, you'll be able to pick up the orb just like before. And as soon as you do, there is going to be a wave of thralls, a couple cursed thralls, a couple of which are elites. I think there's a total of 4. And then there's also going to be 1 elite knight. Kill everything in there, and then bring the orb with you into the next room. In that room, there's going to be, like again, like 5 or 6 acolytes and 1 more elite knight. Kill a couple of the acolytes, and then there's going to be a little explosive canister you can shoot, and it should take out the rest of the acolytes in the whole room. So if you can pull that off, it'll really make this a little bit quicker. And then just take out the, just kind of peek into the hallway, and you'll see the elite knight. Just take care of them really quick. You can always like bounce back and forth in and out of that room, depending on how your health goes. And bring the orb with you again. That way, try to not let the orb go like despawn. That way you don't have to keep running back and forth like you'll see me do here. Like, well, I'll drop it, reload my weapons, shoot some stuff, and then pick it up immediately, and then do the same thing over and over again. If you can get that rhythm down, it'll save you a bunch of time. But then after you kill that second elite knight, the next little area is going to have a total of 3 ogres. They're all going to be red bar health. So if you have Whisper of the Worm, that's 1 precision shot and they're dead. If you can get all 3, fantastic. You can get that that perk going, that white nail perk. But and then there's also going to be a bunch of acolytes. You want to kill everything in this room. Because if you don't, you're gonna die before you get to the to slam the orb into the little thing. And if that happens, you have to start all over again with the 5 elite acolytes before this section, and that really sucks. So what you want to do is make sure every single enemy is dead. Like you'll see me like jump back and forth between the 2 sides of the doorway. Once I'm pretty confident that everything is dead, I'll wait for my health to return, like to full. And then there's 2 little areas you can use for cover. I stop behind one of those. I prefer the right side, but if you go left, I'm sure that's fine too. And then wait for your health to regen fully again. And once that happens, wait for one of the shriekers to stop shooting. Only one of them will stop shooting at a time, so you'll never have a perfect opportunity to get going. But once one of them stops shooting, go ahead and just like haul ass to the little dunking area, and then just like before, as long as you finish the slam animation, you'll get the checkpoint. And it'll actually spawn you back into that little obelisk room where there's going to be 2 more elite wizards. Once you get in there, I just pop my super to kill him, but if you're rocking Telesto, awesome. And then yeah, and then we'll move on to the final boss fight. Alright, once you get here, go ahead and pop the crystal, and then just start doing damage to the boss. And then once you do enough damage, there will be like 3 or 4 waves of 2 thralls like you see here. Go ahead and take them all out. And then once the boss spawns over, she'll spawn over to the right like you see. And there's going to be about 6 acolytes. Go ahead and kill all the acolytes before doing too much damage to the boss. In fact, if you just want to stop doing damage to the boss altogether, that's probably better. But once everything is dead, you can kind of come running back here to where we're about to go. And you can just hide behind this rock, and you should be fine to either like Polaris Lance or Whisper of the Worm, Darcy, whatever you're rocking. Really, if you're not going to be using Whisper of the Worm, I would suggest like Curtain Call, Sins of the Past, and then using Polaris Lance. It'll be a lifesaver pretty much from here on out. But then once you do enough damage to the boss, this wave will spawn in with 2 knights and a bunch of acolytes, one of which is elite. Kill all the acolytes first and leave at least 1 knight alive until literally everything else is dead, because once you kill both knights, the boss will like reawaken and she'll start shooting at you again. You don't want to be dealing with the boss shooting at you and some of these acolytes, especially not the elite one. So just make sure everything else is dead, and then kill the second knight. That also gives you an opportunity to run around and get ammo if you need it. Like that elite acolyte will drop a power break, so if you're hurting on power ammo, that'd be a good time to do it. If you're rocking Curtain Call, you are going to want, I think it's 5 shots for the final bit for the boss. So just keep that in mind. I do wish Bungie would just re-put in heavy ammo synths. Give Xur that ability to sell those, maybe for like 20 legendary shards. Like, come on, it's been a year already. Let's just get it. Maybe they'll do that with the weapon slot changes coming up next Tuesday, actually. But anyways, once you kill that second knight, there's that little thing that's knocked over. You can kind of see it now in front of the stairs. Go ahead and run to that and like crouch down and get as close to it as possible, because as soon as the boss awakens up, she will take 1 like round of shots at you before teleporting back to the middle. Once she teleports back to the middle, we're gonna run to right about where that knight's at. You'll see it here in just a second, and we're actually gonna hide behind that little speaker thing. And here is gonna be our first safe spot, really our only safe spot. And then we're just going to do damage to the boss until she starts spawning in these thralls again. So just take your time killing these guys. And then what you want to do afterwards, either pop your super and just continuously do damage to the boss until she teleports and closes into the far end, opposite end of this area. Or just get her down until where she teleports, but you're really going to want her to stop shooting at you, because in between the time when she teleports just like this, she will spawn in a bunch of acolytes, and those will throw those like fire grenades at you, and you can die from that. It happened to me on the run just before this one, which really sucked. But go ahead and get her to stop shooting at you. There's that fire grenade. And then once that happens, she'll spawn in some more acolytes, one of which is an elite, and then 3 ogres. You'll first get 2 ogres, and each one will go to the left and one will go to the right. And then once you kill one of those ogres, a third one will spawn in to take its place. And so you want to kill all the acolytes just like before. Make sure they're all dead. And leave one of the ogres alive. Try and pick up whatever ammo you can. Because it will run to the underneath the boss once it's the last one alive. So it makes it a little difficult to grab ammo. But if you think you can do it, good luck. Just don't die trying to get ammo. You can always die and kill that one elite acolyte over and over at the beginning of the boss fight. It would take a long time, but if that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. But then once the third acolyte the third ogre is dead, you want to make sure you're killing it right where we're at right now, that safety zone. Because she will spawn back into the middle and start shooting it again. And then once you have done enough damage, she will shoot those orbs I was talking about at the very beginning of the video. So make sure you've got an auto rifle on. It only takes a few shots, 2 or 3 shots with the Braytech Wolf auto rifle. So if it's a higher impact one, that would be even better. And you can leave 2 floating at you, but I think any more than that, it gets really hard to deal with. So just be careful with that. And I tried to be cool here, and of course it completely backfired. But I would suggest trying to kill for all of them, because you will also get another wave of thralls. So what I would do is do just enough damage to where she starts shooting the orbs. And then once she starts shooting orbs, shoot the first round of orbs. Then do as much damage as possible really quickly. That way she'll despawn to the far right, to that stage thing, that floating stage. And then you can come running back towards here to where we originally, the entrance area. And you can deal with all the thralls there. It just makes it a little bit easier. And then once she teleports there, she will spawn in an elite wizard. So if you have a void curtain call, that's probably preferable, because it will, if you hit her directly, it will take just that one shot. That way you don't have to take off your Polaris Lance or whatever. And then once she's dead, go ahead and grab the orb and then come running all the way back. Well, actually, I would say go ahead and get on a void energy weapon. It'll just make it easier in the long run. Because once you grab the orb, she will spawn in 2 more wizards. And you can actually hide behind that entrance area you'll see in just a minute. That's when you want to switch over to the rally barricade. Trust me, it'll be a lot quicker, a lot easier if you do it that way. Take out the first wizard on the left. Once she's dead, let your health regen. Move up to where Savathun is currently at this video. And just underneath that. And you can kind of poke out at the second wizard on the right. Once that one's dead, you can kind of move up to a little speaker thing a little bit closer on the right side towards the boss. She will start shooting at you again, or she will be shooting at you. And every round of shots, it'll make this little clicking sound. If you count 7 clicks, that's when she'll take a break from shooting at you. Once she takes that break, run up to the little circular things and then jump up onto the stage and slam it. You want to do that as quickly as possible, because she will melt you after a second or two. And then once she spawns in, either pop your rally barricade and just start barraging her with rockets, or just unleash whatever power ammo you have on her until she's dead. And then that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to let the rest of this video play out normal speed, not even going to speed it up. So if you found the video helpful, informative, you liked it, whatever, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Links in the description box down below. And yeah, other than that, until next time, stay positive, be happy, be healthy, live long and prosper, and have an amazing final week of Solstice of Heroes.
Do you feel it? The light is back. We're back. Eyes out, Guardian.